or not. Audio sharing sec include microphone audio broadcast. Alright, good. I don't want our voices to be in it. Franchise. Alright, I'll send you a link. You can watch on your phone? Or do you want me to share it to you? I'll share it to you on place. Alright. My videos. Share. Message. Jeff. Yelp. Sent to you. Alright. Oh, great. Man, he threw 466 passes. Holy shit. I threw 45 touchdowns. He threw 31. I only threw 200 passes less.
All right, Coach, we are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we punch the second of 2 tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Houston Texans. For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Richmond. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Big Sheldon Rankins there to bring him down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now it's Breida. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Here's Breida. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
We pop out at your party, I'm with the game. And this don't be a Bobby, so touch the chain. I'm the killer.
This is Breida. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. Man open, that's Kiki QT complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A nice gain of 21
What's that?
yards.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I'm Houston.
They run with Breida. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Gets a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Richmond. Come back. To throw on 2nd is Watson.
Oh, shit, I threw it right fucking to him. Ouch, that fucking hurt me. That was right to him.
Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the 1st quarter.
Too many ones in this play. 1st quarter, 1st drive, 1st interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23.
That fucking hurts. Why'd I throw it at that guy?
Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Let's go. And they'll go with a ground attack here. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
To throw is Wentz. And incomplete here on 3rd down.
Oh, Clowney, you will get hurt, you fucking puss.
You can tell they were hoping calling for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. That opening drive ended with the INT. Points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to fire one. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, 55 yards. And the Texans have taken the early lead. And all the pressure that goes on in these playoffs, but the first score here in the divisional round always very key.
Partner, this team handled it like it was a regular season game, that they were confident in what they were doing, came right out and established themselves early.
Lutz now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Chargers getting set to go. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win 1st down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on 1st down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating 1st downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Howe. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll start on the ground with Breida. And he's got some space here. The 40. He's at the 30. 10. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A great effort there. 76 yards. And the Texans are able to show off their quick strike ability. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the 1st half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
Lutz now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the 1st half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points. 0 off the board. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. They'll break the huddle. Come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. And they'll run it here. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. Back now to begin the 2nd quarter with Charles Davis. Brandon
what?
Martin. It's the Chargers here with a football. They'll need to convert a 3rd and 7, though, to start things out. Throwing now is Wentz. And that one dropped incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it. And now before they run this fourth down play, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. A great return there of 22 yards.
Daddy's out here.
And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And the Texans set to
What?
come onto the field. And they hit the home run.
You just take a bath? You need to be good.
On the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense maybe expecting a run there.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big time, John? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play action pass could very well be open.
Pick up your toys.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Faking the give. Now Watson looking deep downfield. It's caught inside the 25. A huge play there for Houston. 57 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. Partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable.
Now Watson. He's got a man. It's Williams. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, and it's good for a 1st down as well.
3rd and 4 is always a tough call. Maybe a little too long to run for it, but not too long to hit him on the quick slant. And that was well executed. Found the window and zipped it right in there.
They'll run for it with Bo Scarborough. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Bo Scarborough punching it in from a yard away. And the Texans will extend their lead. What's good on the extra point, and it's now 21-0. Lutz now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3 and out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back in one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have
that is pretty good
here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Carson wins. Can you hear? You can hear my voice on here? I don't even know how my voice is on here. I turned it off.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
It's online. It automatically saves.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Finding some room at midfield. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. 17 yards.
So you can't hear your voice on there, just mine.
A first down.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for him.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Wins to throw on second down. He's going to flip one out here to his
Oh, give me that.
And it's a fumble.
Oh, come on.
And the Texans scoop it.
Oh, oh no. Oh no, Keenan. Oh, I hope that's a fumble. I hope that's a fumble.
No, not until you pick your toys up.
Texans touchdown. Lutz to try to add the PAT.
No, I fumble. I am aiming fumble.
Here in this first half. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This will be taken in at the 1. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of...
Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, and his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
A handoff to Breida to begin the drive. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back with more AFC playoff action after this timeout. Back to throw, Watson. Flush to his right. Room to run inside the 40. And finally down at the 36-yard line. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down.
Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and the run game. He's having an impact.
Yeah, his first carry of the game right there, he had hurt him with his arm. Now he's showing that he can shuffle the puppies as well. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And on the ground they go with a running back. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. As they keep the drive rolling. Well, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Yeah, and let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
And this time they're able to bottle him up as they'll stop him at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one down near the 15. And now the Chargers are going to signal for another timeout. as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. And Lutz puts this one through. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of the half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Charger offense making their way back out there. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. A final shot before half for Wentz. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And he will be out of bounds as time has run out on this first half. So it's on to halftime in this AFC Divisional Round matchup as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC Divisional Round. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing on first is Wentz. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Zach Cunningham in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
Now Wentz throwing on second down. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. Apparently, they weren't interested in playing the field position game. They opt to keep their offense out there. A big mistake in hindsight.
Yeah, that one backfired, and hindsight's always 20/20, but let's call it what it was. We would have first guessed that one and said, don't do it here. Bad situation. I think they need to be closer to midfield before I would start to think it was a good idea.
Yeah.
And once you start taking risks like that, you're going to have to keep taking them throughout the game, especially when they don't work.
Yeah, at this stage of the second half, interesting. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Now Scarborough. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one, maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
And that one will be no good. He never had it online. It's well wide to the left, and this score will stay right where it is. So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. And it's complete. Henry, a very solid gain of 27.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Now Wentz on the bootleg. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. He's got his man. It's Williams. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Tyrell Williams, 30 yards. And the Chargers are able to close the gap just a bit.
So, my man, another touchdown. They're looking like the #1 seed that they earned throughout the year. Looking pretty dominant right now.
We knew the road to the Super Bowl would run right through this stadium. Somebody's going to have to come in here and beat these guys. Good luck. I don't think it's happening this weekend.
No, definitely not this weekend. And for anyone else out there, bring your game.
Buyer beware. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And the last time that they were on the field, little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You know, always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, so.
It does test the mental processes of a team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to the stretch? And guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable.
I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right?
You know, truthfully, I did.
Good.
I always did because those guys, they won us a whole lot of games.
And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
They run again with Breida. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
But it was stopped on that play. But he's had plenty of carries all afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
31-7.
Kick, and he got all of it.
Oh, come on. It freaking bounced the opposite way.
The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. They come in off a touchdown drive the last time they had the ball that cut down that lead. Now the defense has done their part, got them the football back. Momentum started to shift a little bit when they scored the touchdown. It increased when the defense got them the ball back. Momentum definitely in their favor. Now they got to keep things cranking, keep it on high,
so he can keep cutting into that lead.
Flushed out right. And that is incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Once again here on 2nd and 10. Throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Wentz will try again on 2nd down. And this complete to Henry over the middle. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there, a 22. A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. Back now in Houston. Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Wentz to throw again. He's airing it out for Williams. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And he is all the way up past the 25.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
They'll start things on first down with Bo Scarborough, and he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. The Texans on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. A shotgun snap for Watson. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Joey Bosa in there to drop him for a loss of 10. And it'll be 4th and long. The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. That's a 49-yard punt, 8 though on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. And the Chargers coming out on the field now. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. On play action, it's Wentz. He's airing it out for Williams. And now here is another interception. picked off by Tavon Young. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
And they'll go on the ground. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. I think this defense tired of seeing him run the football. And this D-line probably getting sick of the O-line as well.
And as I'm watching this, I'm thinking about a conversation I had with Adam Gase, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins in the offseason. He told me that he asked his running backs each week for their favorite runs. Give me your 3 top runs. And right now, you're seeing a guy that's probably using his top runs to great advantage in this game.
He is in a zone. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They'll run it now out of the gun. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down.
One of the things I love about this game is there's a match of wits throughout the game. Who's going to get the advantage? Who's going to catch someone off guard? I feel like the offense thought they might catch the defense off balance with that play call, but unfortunately, that didn't work for them.
So they stay alive in the NFL playoffs, move on to the conference championship. And do you think that the printing press is starting to get those T-shirts and hats ready, my friend?
They have to, Brandon. They have to be ready because if you win, you've got to hand those out on the field right away. And just think about the pressure for the players now. Families are going to be talking about tickets to the Super Bowl even before you play the conference championship game.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the